Hey everybody, Max Monster, back with Diablo 3. Got the Witch Doctor on board, and doing a rendition of a popular build, and it's based off of Sycophants, and it's basically having 1,000 little guys out there doing bunches and bunches of damage for you. And basically how it works is they're using fetish Sycophants to summon up lots of little knife-wielding fetishes for you, and they'll last for a minute. Now, an interesting thing about this is anything pet-related, passive or otherwise, has nothing to do with these guys. So if you have like the four-piece for witch doctors, it doesn't affect them. They're going to die after 60 seconds. They go away. However, you can get a ton of them out there. So that is the good thing. And the goal on doing that is getting as much weapon speed as possible, attack speed, to basically cast some kind of spammable spell, preferably something that doesn't burn mana, to effectively get them to spawn. So how we're going to do that, how I'm going to do that anyways, is I'm going to use the second most popular way of doing it, which is Plague of Toads, Reign of Toads. So basically, we're just spamming Toad spell, and it rains toads, and it does pretty good damage. There's no mana cost at all, and toads just fall from the sky wherever you hover your mouse, and it hits a little AoE. So it's actually decent damage, seeing how we're spamming them. I'm definitely doing some different twists along the way. After this, it's totally different than what most people do. I'm using zombie dogs, burning dogs. This is where gear's starting to drive what I'm doing. I have a cinder coat that I found on the wizard, and so I carried it over to the witch doctor. And basically that's reducing resource fire skills by 30% basically, and increases in their damage by 16%. So because I have this piece of gear, it's driving me in a way that I want to go, which is fire, which is kind of hard on a witch doctor, but there is enough skills out there that are fire-based that you can actually get some benefit out of it. Secondly, I have a Moonlight Ward. It's just really about the attack speed, crit chance, and crit damage. Everything else is kind of fluff to me. And then I have the Mad Monarch Scepter. It's actually a really slow attack speed, but it does really good damage, so I stuck with it. Preferably a 1.4 or higher attack speed weapon should be there. That would be ideal. Because what you want to do is try to get your attacks as fast as possible, and most will agree that they should be well above two attacks a second. And that's where you get the most fetishes or fetish sycophants. So I'm using Creeping Death. This is going to help my Haunt and Locust Swarms stay out there for a very long time, so I don't have to keep recasting them. And then I'm using Locust Swarm with Searing Swarm because it's fire damage. It also now doesn't cost me, it only costs me about 200 and a little bit over mana. And they do an extra 16% damage. I got the Burning Dogs, they do extra damage. And then I got the Haunt with the Draining Spirit, which is giving me some more mana per second. And that stays out forever as well. Working on with Creeping Death. I'm using the Vision Quest because we're spamming Plague of Toads. I'm getting some extra mana per second. And then I'm using Jungle Toad to reduce the damage to me and my pets, which will work on the Burning Dogs, will not work on the Sycophants. But I want the reduced damage for myself and the dogs because I'll be taking some damage here and there depending on the situation. This does really well with, like, say, doing rifts or bounty farming. Doesn't do so well against really top-notch bosses because the fetishes just get obliterated, as well as the dogs because they're not supported in any way really besides Jungle Fortitude. Ideally they would have not Circle of Life, Zombie Handler, and Midnight Feast behind them. That would be a lot more dogs with a lot more hit points. But that would be a dog build. So, and finally, my spammer, which is the reason why I'm going with the mana regens, is going to be Zombie Charger Explosive Beast, because I got the fire again, kind of letting the gear dictate what I do. But it's going to do extra damage. It's only going to cost 100 mana. I'm going to have a lot of fire return, and it helps summon Sycophants. So I can spam this a little better. It's going to do a little better damage. It's going to give me some more AoE, and it will help kill off things with the Sycophants. So let's go. Let's get the pets out, the dogs, and then we'll go kill the butcher. Oh, I almost forgot a skill. I'm sorry. Spirit Walk with Honored Guest. I don't need the health as much as sometimes I need the mana. So that's why Honored Guest. But you can switch that out to whatever you like. That's the I'm in trouble, I need to get out of trouble. So that's the button I hit. So I'm spamming the zombie dog there, the explosive beast. And I think I can cast about 10 of them before I'm out. So let's see. Oh, where's my little doggies? They ran off. Oh. We'll get the swarm out there. You can see the swarms going around. They'll stay forever. My other little follower is going to die a lot. He's got no gear. So it's nice having permanent locust swarm. You know, it's a couple hundred damage a second easily. You can see all the little sycophants. They're all over the place. I'm not even sure where the dogs are. Can't see them. Oh, they're out there. So in this fight, I got 4 of them out. A couple of them probably did go away. I got mana regen. I can just spam these dogs like it's a spirit generator. You can see all the little sycophants going nuts on those guys. They're pretty awesome. Although the big slammers are probably one-shotting the sycophants. Just the elites, not the regular big slammers. They won't kill off one of those too easily. Oh, sorry. Alright, so that's some packs and some trash. That's how they work. If you run away, you come out, they pop with you just like all the other pets. You can see little sycophants running around now. Let's see if we can't find some big trouble. I guess it'd be easier if I was in Little China. Big mess. Big poison wave is the Mad Marnik's weapon going off. I found the way up. As you can see, it was very handy to have Spirit Walk up on there. It's nice because you can run through mobs and everything too. You don't have to necessarily deal with anything that you don't want to. No, there's a pack. Better deal with that. Ooh. Sword. That should be a nice fast attack weapon. It's a nice gift. Maybe. Suppose it could have also rolled terribly. Where haven't we gone? Oh, I guess it's back over there. Nope, dead end. No, not quite. Here we go. This looks good. Love those zombie dogs, or the explosive beasts. They crit, they get real nasty. Ah, here's Butcher. So this guy's a little weaker. He doesn't quite have the armor. He's got all the resists. But without the armor supporting the resists, it just doesn't work as well. And so for the whole fight, you really only have to cast Haunt and Locust Swarm once. You can see the armor not taking up the shots. So when you zone in, you lose your Sycophants usually. And also, what you're not going to be used to when you're dealing with these bosses and everything is the fact that the bosses are completely ignoring your pets. Which is why I always show a nice big boss fight. Something a lot of people don't do. It just works differently. But he does get burned down pretty good. Again, about 4. You can have more. My attack speed's really, really low, which is what it is. And then the Templar, no gear, so he was dead. I basically did this alone. This is worse than solo. And let's see, what was that, Sever? No, Ancient Bone Saber of Zumacalis. Yeah, it rolled pretty decent. Just turn that life per hit into a socket, maybe. High attack speed. Works for this build. Goes in immediately. Even though it's a massive loss of toughness, I mean, that's just huge. But it's a massive, it's going to be massive gain in DPS. So, that's it. Hope it helps. Hope you guys like the fire Sycophants here. You can basically do whatever you want. If you see someone saying you got to do it one way, it's just not true. You don't need to do the bats if you don't want to do bats. You got to do something that really attacks fast. You can do it with poison darts. I've seen it done. I just find that the rain of toads does pretty good splash damage. Oh yeah, 1.97. That's gonna be awesome, and it really works well. And the bats, if you get hit and knocked around, you got to keep recasting, which really takes away from any other kind of spirit burner. So even though they say you don't have to use mana to channel, you still have to initiate that 200 mana to cast. So they're just not as effective. I just didn't like them. And I have that Cinder Coat. I still didn't like them. I really do like the Zombie Charger, though, with the Explosive Beast, because I have the Cinder Coat. If not, I'd probably do Pile On. But that's it. So, that's it. That's the build. Fire Sycophants. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it helps. Talk to y'all later.